I realize that I am people's safe place to land. People can come to me and talk to me, and I listen. I'm their safe space. I would never tell anything that anybody told me. And so I'm people's safe place. I always wondered, I'm like, why don't people wait to see what I have to say? They dump all off on me. They say whatever they got to say. And then they get off the phone. And it was always shocking to me because I always thought, conversation is a dialogue, two people talking, right? But what I found is that I am a listener. People come to me and they listen. I mean, people come to me and I listen. And sometimes I listen and then they want my advice, but they never want to just hear what's going on with me. And I'm okay with that because I realize that this is a gift of mine to be a good listener. It's a work in progress, right? I have some people that I don't do as well listening, but for the most part, probably 95% of people that I'm in relationships with, they do all the talking and I do all the listening. And then of course, they ask me for advice, of course, and I will give advice. But as far as wanting to know what's going on with me, they don't do that. But it's a gift, and I accept it wholeheartedly. But I'm never going to tell anything that anybody tells me, whether it's a client or a friend or a family associate, whatever. They tell me something, their secret is safe with me, I'm taking it to the grave. I just believe that there is a level of trust that people have when they come to you, and that they shouldn't have to say, "Don't tell nobody," or "This is a secret." No, it's not. You tell me, you don't. We're adults. You tell me something, I know it's a secret. I know that it's not my place to tell it. I know that if it needs to be told, you're gonna tell it, not me. And so I'm a listener. That's what I'm a listener, and I give advice when I'm asked. And so people want to know, what do I think? And so the reason why is because I'm an introvert. I don't just blurt it out like an extrovert does. They can't even hold it in. They have to blurt out whatever they think right then. But for me, I can typically think about it and then give people advice or tell them what I think. But it is good to be a listener. It's good to be people's safe space. It's good to keep secrets. It's good not to tell something that's not your place to tell. And so people shouldn't have to tell you, "Don't tell this. Don't tell nobody that I told you this. This is a secret." That ain't make any sense. We grown. We're two adults. This is every conversation that I have is a confidential conversation. It's not a conversation for me to share with the whole world. That doesn't make any sense. But I see people who are immature and this is what they do. They tell everybody's business. And I've learned that this level of trust, that if once it's broken, reduces their access to me. And all it means is I'm still going to listen to them when they have something to say. I'm still going to give advice, but I'm not going to engage them in anything that I find for myself that's confidential. And I've learned this over the years to reduce people's access. And I learned this from Lisa Turkis. If you're not responsible with the information that I give you, that I entrusted to you, then I'm going to reduce your level of access to me. And that means time and information. So I'm not going to trust you with some precious information. I'm not going to trust you with something that is confidential. I'm not going to trust you with something that I hold near and dear to my heart, because you've proven to me that you don't deserve the access, that you can't handle the access. You can't handle this information, this confidential information. So think about that for people. When you're talking to people, you got to be careful about, you can't trust everybody with your life. You can't trust everybody with your experience. You can't trust everybody with your secrets. You can't trust everybody with your confidential information. And if you know, this is how I know. If I have to tell somebody this is a secret, or if I have to tell somebody that don't tell nobody, I know they're the wrong people to talk to. I know they're immature in their level, they're in their life, wherever they are right now, they're immature. And so you gotta set the boundaries and put up barometers, but that don't even make any sense. Like I should never have to tell you that. And I get it. Sometimes we have to do that because we're in a new relationship. But I just believe in a new relationship, I don't trust you enough to give you information that's confidential yet anyway. So I don't have to tell you this is a secret, don't tell anybody. No, I'm not gonna tell you at all. If that's something I gotta do, then the level of mature, you're immature and I can't trust you. And so I just want you to think about this. When you're talking to people, do they deserve access to personal information, or can you trust them with your life? Can you trust them with confidential information? And sometimes you think that you can trust them, and then they defy your trust, and then now you know. But just be mindful that we gotta reduce people access to us when they don't protect our information, when they divulge things that were not for them to divulge, And so I'm always reminded that a secret, when somebody speaks to me, they're starting a confidential conversation, whether we have a non-disclosure agreement or not, NDA, it doesn't matter. If they start talking to me, this conversation is, the minute they start talking to me, this conversation is confidential. And then I'm not going to share anything that they told me, because it's not my place. And I expect the same thing in return, but I don't tell people. I just let them show me who they are. And I, like my Angela said, I believe them, once they show me who they are. So just something to be thinking about is, are you paying attention to people who don't deserve access to you?